What's up, guys? I'm going to break down how to lose fat and gain lean muscle in only 3 simple steps. And if you do these 3 steps and you do them right and you do them consistently, you too will lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. And for some of you who are maybe new to my world or maybe don't know who I am just yet, my name is Tyler Jones and I was a former sports sales executive for about a year in the NFL. And I want to share a quick story with you guys about one of my clients, Calvin. Before Calvin came and you decided to work together, he had lost about like almost 100 pounds, and over the course of a year. And he was doing about cardio like 4 or 5, sometimes 6 days a week, and he was eating super low calorie and low amounts of food daily. And he lost the weight, and he felt super successful. Obviously, that he was able to drop all that weight, but at the same time, he found himself having a lot less muscle definition. He was carrying a lot more body fat, and didn't have that toned look that he thought he would have after dropping the 100 pounds. And he still kept at it. He still started doing his cardio the same amount of times, 4 or 5, 6 days a week, eating super low amount of calories. And even after still putting in the work and even going harder, he still didn't see those results. And he actually stopped seeing results altogether, which left him super frustrated and kind of lost, stuck. And that's when we decided, we linked up. I heard more about his story. And when we got these 3 steps that I'm going to share with you today plugged in his own life and his own journey, he was able to just start dropping the excess, body fat that he had. He started to see more muscle definition and started to get that toned look that he was always desiring. And he's still crushing it today, but now he's more jacked, has more muscle, and he's more fit all together, and seeing his whole body just kind of, tighten up. And that's why I'm super excited again to share these 3 steps with you so you can get the same exact results like Calvin, where again, you're shedding that excess body fat that you have in your chest, your stomach, your face, all over, and build that lean muscle and get that ideal physique that you are looking for. So if you're someone who wants that same exact thing as Calvin, make sure to stay locked in, take some notes as we dive right in. So guys, how do we lose fat and build muscle with only 3 steps? Number 1 is to dial in your calories. I know I've said it a bunch, but I'm going to say it again, is to dial in your calories. So guys, a common mistake that I made early on, and I see a bunch of people in the world of sales, all over just in general, make when it comes to, shedding fat and building muscle, is they're eating super low calorie. Like they're barely eating throughout their day and they're not, fueling their body. And like I said, I've made this mistake. My client Calvin made this mistake, and it's a pretty common thing because the industry always says just to eat less and move more. And what this does, when you eat super less calories and you start to just work out a lot, is your body's metabolism starts to get messed up and it starts to work slower and slower and slower. But by the time you know it, it's not really working fast at all. And you're actually burning less calories than you should be when you're doing your cardio or being active or just walking around throughout your day. It's kind of like, again, if you're trying to get across the country and you fill your car up with one thing of gas, but you're expecting to get across the country, eventually it's going to break down or run out of gas. The same thing goes for your body, guys. And if I break it down right here, and again, with most people eating super low calorie, the goal is to maintain a 500 calorie deficit, guys. So there's this thing called maintenance calories. Won't jump in too much, but there's a certain amount of calories and food that your body needs just on a day-to-day basis for the activity that you do just to maintain where it's at. And if you want to lose fat, you got to be in a 500 calorie deficit, guys, which is 500 calories from your maintenance level. And again, I do, these calories dialing in for all my clients. I couldn't do it on this call again because it requires a lot of like going deep into, body types, activity levels, height, weight, lifestyle, all those things. But again, if you need a generalization, go to Legion Athletics Calorie Calculator. We'll give you definitely an exact or ballpark number of where you should be. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but a ballpark is better than nothing. So you guys, you want to maintain a 500 calorie deficit. Number 2, you want to eat foods that are high in protein. And this is the biggest thing when people, trying to lose a bunch of weight or a bunch of fat, is they do, a bunch of cardio and eat less. And guys, you don't realize you're actually burning your muscle along the way, because your weight is not just body fat, guys. It's a combination of body fat, muscle, water, a bunch of things. So when you're actually eating super low calorie and working very hard, you're actually burning muscle along with it. So you got to eat foods that are high in protein to maintain the muscle mass that you already have and to also grow. So you want to eat anywhere between 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Or 2, you want to just eat the amount of protein in grams of your target goal weight. So if you want to be like you're 230 pounds and you want to get down to 190, you would eat 190 grams of protein. And you could do that through, chicken breast, protein shakes, protein bars, a bunch of different proteins. Those are some of my go-tos. And then also follow the 80-20 rule. And along with eating super little, guys, most people just eat freaking clean and healthy 24/7, and they wonder why they cannot make it past 2 or 3 weeks before they just want to stop going at the journey altogether. So you want to have a great balance, something that's sustainable for you long term. So the 80-20 rule, say if you have 3 meals per week, 21 meals for the week, 3 meals a day, you should have 17 meals that are healthy, prep food, and have 4 fun meals, whether it's your Chipotle, going out, grabbing some drinks, or just having a food at your favorite restaurant on the weekend. And then if you want to accelerate it faster, go 90-10, which is 19 meals prepped, home-cooked meals, and then 2 meals throughout the week where you have fun. And guys, if you're someone who's stalling with your fat loss and everything too, you can do some other extra things like eating more fiber, helps with digestion, your whole grains like brown rice, oatmeal, and also increase water intake as well, and eat foods high in satiety so that are satiating, like your fruits, your lean protein, and your veggies. And just so you guys can see an example for me, normally my maintenance calories are 2,500 and I have 180 grams of protein per day. And when I need to hit a deficit, I go 500 calories from that. And obviously my go-tos are chicken breast, ground turkey, flank steak. So I'll make sure to clip this document in the YouTube video as well so you guys can read this over if we don't have enough time today. So that's step number 1, dial in your calories. Step number 2 is to progressive weight train 3 to 4 times per week and do less cardio. So guys, again, I see the biggest mistake that I make playing soccer and basketball my whole life growing up and doing a lot of running, and a lot of mistakes that I see people make when I'm asking them how their journey is and they're saying they're doing a bunch of cardio, is doing a bunch of cardio to lose fat. Because again, like I explained before, when you're doing a bunch of cardio and you're not eating enough or you're not strength training, you're actually losing the muscle that you already have, and it makes it harder to gain because your metabolism is starting to get stunted and fucked up. Excuse my French. And again, it's the same thing. It's like with your sales numbers, guys, or when you're trying to book sales calls. If you put all this work in, right, for dialing and, trying to cold call as many people as possible to get appointments, yes, you can do more and eventually see some results, but you're also, if you want to get more sales, you got to build better skills, right? You got to build better skills when it comes to appointment setting, asking the right questions, and getting more sales on the books. The same thing goes for when you're trying to shed fat and build muscle. You got to develop the skill of lifting weights, so that way when you have more muscle, it makes it 10 times easier to lose fat. Just like the same thing when you develop better sales skills and better appointment setting skills, you'll book more appointments and close more deals without doing twice the amount of work, guys. So again, that is the biggest mistake, is doing a bunch of cardio. So when it comes to weight training, guys, the goal is to continue progressing with your lifts constantly and challenging yourself. Take exercise through full range of motion. A big mistake I see people make is they just lift as much heavy weight as they possibly can and don't focus on their form. You want to take it through the full range of motion and get those contractions, because that's what's actually going to force your muscles to grow, along with, lifting a little bit heavier. How to know when to increase your weights on lifts. If you have a rep range, right, for example, of 8 to 10 reps, and you could do a 50-pound chest press for more than 10 reps without breaking form, then you should go up 2.5 to 5 pounds. If you can't do the 50-pound chest press between the 8 to 10 rep range, then you should go down 2.5 to 5 pounds in weight. And if you can do the 50 pounds, but you're doing it within the 8 to 10 rep range, that's probably a good weight for you to stay at. And this, again, guys, this is without you guys breaking form. And if you're running low on time on superset exercises, you can do exercises, actually superset them and do 2 back-to-back, and then taking time after you do the 2 exercises to rest in between. It will help you speed up your workout and get in and out as well, guys. So again, remember, more strength training. That's actually what burns body fat, because for every pound of lean muscle you have, you'll burn about 50 calories. So if you get 10 pounds of lean muscle, you'll burn 500 calories daily without having to do anything while you're watching TV or just sitting around. So again, the goal is to build muscle to burn fat. And guys, cardio is more of a supplement. It will help you burn calories, so you make sure you stay in the calorie deficit, but weight training should be prioritized more than anything else. And lastly, guys, is to prioritize your sleep. So I made this mistake too many times in my career of sales, is where I would just say, fuck sleep. I would just, work all day, all night, and maybe get 4 or 5, maybe sometimes 6 hours of sleep nightly. And I was just shot always at the end of every day. Even to start the day. And that's the biggest mistake I see most people in the world of sales make, is they're always grinding, they're always working hard in the gym, they're always, cutting their calories, trying to have a good nutrition, but then they say F the sleep because, that's the one thing the easiest thing to just say F is like, fuck sleep, I'll just drink coffee the next day and get energy from there. And it's one of the biggest mistakes, guys, because it doesn't matter your workout routine, it doesn't matter your nutrition regimen. If you're not getting good sleep, then I don't even need to know like what your program is, because sleep is the cornerstone of everything. It's where your body recovers. You actually burn calories and fat in your sleep, and that's where your muscle rebuilds. So like, again, if your muscles can't rebuild, then they can't come back bigger and stronger, and it's going to be hard for you to maintain muscle. And if you're not getting sleep, you're going to be burning less calories and less fat. You're missing out on burning more fat and more calories by not getting more sleep, and that's going to make your journey and your goals a lot harder to achieve. So sleep is the cornerstone of the first two things to even make all of those things work. So you got to make sure that you're getting good sleep, because again, at the end of the day, if you're not, and it doesn't matter when it comes to shedding body fat and building muscle, you won't be able to do either two of them, guys. So how do we prioritize sleep? Get 7-9 hours of sleep per night. Would recommend doing things like stretching, reading, decrease screen time to wind down before bed, so you're stressing a lot less and you kind of take your mind off of things and kind of can relax. And if you are getting shit sleep, like I mentioned, it doesn't matter what your program looks like, your workouts, nothing. Sleep is the cornerstone of your success, and you will not see results without getting good sleep. It's where your muscles recover, come back bigger, stronger than ever, and you can burn about 50 calories per hour at rest. And getting more quality sleep equals less stress on the body, which means more energy and more ability for your body to create more gains with shedding fat and building muscle. And if you're someone who struggles with getting sleep, take supplements like magnesium, glycine, tryptophan. They help with stress, and they also just help with your body relaxing and getting more sleep and making it easier to knock out. So guys, those are the 3 key steps to shedding fat and building muscle at the same time in 3 simple steps. And it doesn't matter if you're super busy, you're on the go a lot, or you barely have time to hit the gym or work out. If you do these 3 steps, you will lose fat and build muscle all at the same time and get that toned, chiseled, defined physique that you always wanted. And I'm super excited to bring more value to you guys in the coming weeks and the coming months as always. And if you ever want to connect, feel free to link up with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. Those will be in the bio below. Always happy to help and support in any way I possibly can. But I will talk to you soon, family, and have a great rest of your day. Peace.